Doomsday 3.
Yeah, we had Doomsday 1.
No question in my mind.
He came from one of the toughest areas of Phoenix, both in his country and of course, for safety and
On the defense, talking about it. You better get your ass the ball. You better get your ball.
I just gotta say, when it comes to mortality,
Different.
For sure, and they would have thrown it off because
This guy gets on you.
Father from and I go to bed every night like G man, I promise you that we got a special What is up, Cowboys Nation? Your boy Mike Tag here. We are chilling in the Cowboys cave. It's a Monday. Getting hype. Hope you guys are doing well, getting back to the grind after a good weekend. If you are rolling in and we got a bunch of new subscribers over the draft weekend, definitely appreciate it. This is the Monday show with your boy Mike Tag and Jimmy Dee. We'll be talking Cowboys, but we mix in some other sports as well. So definitely open to it. Just don't like talking about the Eagles. That's our only common hatred. But all kidding aside, but definitely hit that like, subscribe, and if you are new to the channel, checking us out, man, leave a little comment or leave something in the chat so we know we got a new listener to the show. But definitely appreciate it. Jimmy Dee, how are you feeling? Nice weekend, hopefully.
Yeah, man, nice weekend. I tell you something unusual. I guess one of those, people say only in Florida, only in New York. So coming home from work, I got to take the bridge over the Hudson to get home, and there's this like Bigfoot or one of those big ass monster truck ran a couple cars over and it was big backup. I'm like, what the hell? Like, first of all, what's it doing on the road? But yeah, he ran a couple cars. I mean, everybody seemed fine and all, but and the guy's just sitting there with his arm out the window in the truck, So
just enjoying life, I guess.
Yeah, enjoying life. He ain't gonna be enjoying life in the slam tonight.
No, you can do, yeah. Well, they had there was my nephew got in an accident just last week, and the guy just looking on his phone sideswiped him and ended up doing a little bit of damage, so I had to get his car fixed. But it's thankfully everyone's okay. I mean, that's what you hope for, everyone's okay, obviously, but it is such a pain. It's such a pain in the ass when you got to go through the insurances, and then you got to get an appointment, then you don't have a car, and then you got to go through all this stuff. But it is what it is. Hopefully everyone's all right. So
no, you know what it is. If when your nephew last week, he should have jumped out of the car and grabbed his neck. Oh God, call the ambulance.
Who's that? Janelle was in. He was in Florida. He was in Florida when I was in Georgia, and now he's back. Is that what's happening over there? So
yeah, man. So I saw you and Greg had a good show yesterday. A lot of people tuned in.
Yeah, I mean, we had a lot of people like to get up in the morning, so at a great crowd, and I don't know what's going on with me lately. I'm getting into disagreements with members of the show, and part of the family, and first Greg, Greg and I didn't see eye to eye on some stuff, and now my man Kelly he's all over Twitter, and he's just not a happy camper. Not a happy camper. I might have to go break out all the tapes of hey, if we get this running back, I'm jumping for joy. We got no running backs. We drafted 2 running backs, but now in his eyes, what's up, Lewis? Now we have no running back, which I don't understand, but. Hopefully Kelly doesn't feel that way, but I don't know.
He's been on X relentless. Yeah. He's been nonstop. I mean,
nonstop.
I thought he would have calmed down by today.
I know. I thought he would have been over it, but it is what it is. And that's the beauty of the channel. It's the beauty of Cowboys fan. We can agree to disagree. I'm no end all be all most knowledgeable person in Cowboys land. I mean, I'm a fan. Just like everybody else who's hopefully listening and supporting the channel. We're all looking for the right answers. Now, I will say, looking at their draft, and we talked about it, we're not going to get too deep into it, but because we did a lot of that Sunday. You can go back into it, but I thought we drafted well. I thought it was a good draft. The only reason I'm looking all around is I got a new camera. I don't know if I look better. Do I look better?
You always look great. Now you look younger.
A little clearer, younger, fresher.
A little bit younger, yeah.
Trying to up our game. You know what I'm saying? So the camera is literally here. And the problem is, those of you guys know, it got a month ago. I'm wearing readers as I'm on the show. So originally, when I started doing this podcasting, I don't know if you remember this, Jimmy. This is going way back. I invested in a big monitor Mac computer, and
Yes.
I was working off the mic there and had the little bulb thing. And if you remember, our engineer and producer kept saying, "Mike, you're crackling. It's something sounds like shit." And I'm yelling at you guys, and you're yelling back at me. And I said, "I just spent $2,000 on this computer. Don't tell me this shit." Well, lo and behold, the speaker in it was defective. So I quit using it. And then we were doing the draft, and I'm like, there is no way I could sit here for 4 hours on this draft thing and not be able to see. I can't see comments. I can't see anything. Right. So I brought it in, and now I have my Rodecaster, and I got all that. And as far as I know, the audio is tight. If it's not tight, let me know. If you're hearing crackling, there's something going on, let me know. But it's so now I can see good. The clarity seems better. So hopefully I'm giving you guys a little bit more quality, but I didn't mean to go off on a tangent about that.
Well, hey, we have a high quality production here. We need to make everybody happy.
I want to be happy because I take constructive criticism. And I'll tell you this, there was a guy that made a comment and he said, "Mike, your graphics they're too strong. You got to ease it back." So I did. You see, I eased everything back. I don't know if you noticed. I eased some of the stuff back. I got thick skin. Now, some of these Cowboy fans that I'm arguing with, I don't know how, they don't have thick skin because they are very sensitive. My man, Frankie, my one and only Frankie from Germany, he's complaining about our running backs. Do they not remember what we had in our running back room last year? Do they not remember what we had? We got Javonte Williams out. You got Miles Sanders, and lo and behold, we draft my boy Blue from Texas, who runs a 4.38. He's a home run hitter. Anytime he touches the ball, he's a threat to take it to the house. And you're going to complain. And then you go get my man from Clemson, who is a bruiser. I know Miami played them, and they're in the ACC. That man is a physical running back, and they're bitching about that too. I'm like, what are you guys doing, man? I mean, go back to Rico and Deuce, and they're saying, well, Hunter, my man is like the guy from Clemson is like Hunter Lipke, dude. What film and tape do you guys watch that you're going to compare him to Hunter Lipke? I mean, what the hell is going on in this world?
Well, Frankie must be upset about his Munich soccer team. I think that's
what it is.
I'm sure that's what it is. So Chris, I appreciate that. I'm so glad we traded up. We got Walker, we got Pierce. Exactly what I was talking about a week ago that we needed in the draft. We also got a safety. We got an offensive tackle and a cornerback. So I was very happy. So now Francisco is saying, Mike, that he's happy with the running backs. Go and get Chubb or Hall to boost it up.
Well, I mean, and I was going to have a conversation about it. We have a conversation because that's what we're going to do. We're going to have some conversations. And I'm looking at a running back room and thunder and lightning. I mean, we got, obviously Blue, and you got Williams, and you got Maffa at Clemson as the Thunder. I mean, do you want a guy that's been injured, the last few years? I know he's dynamic, but don't you think they ought to invest a little bit of trade capital or something in a wide receiver too? Maybe try and trade for a guy. I mean, to me, I'm happy with the running backs. I'm happy with the running back room. Tell me if I'm crazy. Someone tell me, am I wrong? I mean, where's all my what is everyone? Does everyone say I'm stupid? Jimmy, help me out. What's going on?
No, Luis is saying B-. I don't think he's saying you're stupid. I think he's sort of agreeing with you. He's saying a B- for the draft. Let's see.
And I would have liked Martinez. I would have liked.
Okay, wait a minute. Here we go. To your point. Danelle said, what about trading for Cortland Sutton, which would be actually a great pickup? Pickens, Rashad Bateman, or Garrett Wilson? Sutton would be the one.
Yeah, I mean, I would look at any of those. Williams, Pickens. I mean, I would be happy with any. And we'll get into the wide receivers and talk, get your opinion on that too. But and I think they're working on something. I am not looking at a running back. Now, if they got Chubb, fine. But I mean, how many running backs are you going to have? I mean, to me, running back is a young man's game. And they got 2 young running backs in the draft. They also got Williams who's 25 years old. I mean, shit, you can even talk about Miles Sanders is 27, 28 years old. So, I think they're fine at running back. They invested in their offensive line. They went ahead and got Tyler, in the first round.
Yeah.
So they're good there. So, I don't know what more they need to do at running back. I think receiver is the area that if I'm trying to get something, I'm trying to get another receiver.
So Ultra's saying he met, speaking of Tyler Booker, he met him and his dad twice, and he seemed like a good guy. And you want that character, you know what I mean? And he's saying A for the draft.
I am. They've gotten A's from everyone. If you want to say B, okay, we can live with that. But I just don't understand. I'm about to charge. I didn't charge my mouse, Jimmy. I can't change my stuff. So we got to talk about Malik who?
That's
not Malik Davis. Are we talking about him?
Luis, which Malik are we talking about? You could have as many running backs as Cleveland does quarterbacks right now.
Look, I'm done. I'm done with if he's talking about Malik Davis, I'm done with that. I'm done with Deuce Vaughn. I was wrong. Okay. I thought he'd be a little bit better. Get rid of him. And I'm probably done with Lipke too. I mean, I think you got your 4 running backs right there. Now, if they get rid of Sanders, he may be the odd guy out. If they keep Lipke, I'm not 100%, but they need fresh legs, fresh leadership, fresh mentality. And that's the thing about Booker. I don't know if Ultra talked to him much or whatever, but he was a leader on that Alabama team. And you talk about Mafa, he was a leader on Clemson. He was a captain. He led that team. He was one. That's what this Cowboys team is lacking. And that's why I'm saying is I want to see some fresh. I want to see some fresh eyes in here. I want to see a new identity. See how I got my thing charged up. You see how I did that, Jimmy? I got to charge up, and then I went ahead. That's professional journalism, it's professional radio broadcasting, whatever the hell you want to call it. But this is a new identity, and I think the identity of this Dallas Cowboys offense is running the football, smash mouth, control the clock, minimize mistakes, and keep the defense off the field. That's what I'm thinking.
See, now Hare is kind of taking the side that Greg did. Mike, could you clarify why you didn't want an offensive lineman in the first round?
It's not that I didn't. I was happy with our line, and if we didn't get Booker, I'd feel the same way about our line. I wanted an impact wide receiver, and I'm just being honest. And
right, of course.
I want Aaron Cooper. I don't
playmaker.
I want a playmaker, and I thought the Cowboys picking in the top 12, they haven't done that often, right? It's usually an injury, catastrophic injury, something like that makes the team bad because they're usually pretty good. I mean, they're usually a playoff team. They're picking in the 20s. So I thought it was an opportune time for them to get Golden, maybe trade down if they wanted to, get Egbuka, get somebody that's young and legitimate, not patchwork, not Keenan Allen, not Amari Cooper.
Not a transitional player. Right.
Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you for clearing that up.
We're using school words here tonight, okay?
Yeah, that's why. But I got nothing against Booker. I slept on it, and I'm like, you know what? If they want to make this offensive line dominant and they're looking to pound the rock, and they made the interior of that offensive line. You got Smith, you got Beebe, and you got Booker. That interior line, which the NFC East has some fearsome defensive tackles in line. So that is going to make them stronger. So, that's why I'm sitting on the couch and those guys are in the draft room. That's why.
So Traveling Random, welcome to the cave. I don't remember seeing that name before. What pick did you like the best?
What'd he say?
What pick did you like the best in the draft?
I'll speak for the Cowboys, and then I'll let Jimmy You know, this, I wanted to get into your Falcons and talk to that. You know, one of the picks that I liked the best, probably for the value, is the cornerback that we got in the 3rd round. I thought he had a lot of upside. He got injured, right, 3 games in, but he's a playmaking cornerback, and you know, doesn't come from the biggest school, so it goes against what I say, right? He's East Carolina, so it's not a big school. Yeah, either him or I like the running back tandem. I like what they were thinking at running back, getting a speedster, because this team is dying for somebody that's a playmaker that can take it to the house. So they got the speedster, and Maffa, I'll be honest with you, I forgot all about him at Clemson, but he's a physical running back, and he's a guy that can, you know, he gonna make sure you know he's there. So that's kind of like the draft that, you know, the picks that I liked. I don't know about you, Jim.
Well, and what Chris is saying too, you know, 9 players, that's huge. You know, that's 9 fresh guys, young and hungry, not counting the undrafted free agents you got. So that's huge. You know, 9 guys in the draft.
Oh, it was good. I saw Ultra's comments. See, I could see now. I don't know if you saw about the interview Booker did, just to talk on that right quick. Is, I mean, yeah, that guy, that's what we're talking about. Thank you, Ultra, for pointing that out, because I forgot about it. That is a guy that wants to break your will, and that means business on the field. You know what I mean? And we need more of that. That's why I liked Hoffman. That's why I like some of the other linemen that we had, because they brought a little bit of edge to him. Even BB, man, when BB was the nicest guy off the field, but you get him on that field and he turns into something else. And that's what you need. I mean, that's what this team is lacking, some identity. So I can guarantee you this Cowboys football team is going to run the football successfully, and that's going to be the identity of this football team.
And Ultra's saying Ribble had offers to go to Alabama, but he stayed loyal. You know what? They gave him the opportunity. Yeah. And, So
I mean, I just hope he comes back healthy. And, you know, the kid from Boston College, I remember him from, you know, obviously the ACC. I don't know a ton about him. I didn't study any kind of film on him or anything like that, but everything I've heard, that was probably the best draft pick the Cowboys made. They got just kudos and all the roses for making that pick. So I know Kelly's unhappy. I know Frankie's unhappy. I don't know if Cuts, are you unhappy? Are you going to be on my shit list too? I don't know. Where's Cuts at?
Yeah, Cuts hasn't. He waved that he was here. He's here.
The Cowboys game tailgate party might just be Cuts and I. I mean, Cuts is going to be cooking because anybody, you know, I was joking with Frankie, and I love those guys. I mean, we're all just kidding, but I said, you know, the thing I don't want, and Cuts, you make sure you're going to hold me to it. What I don't want, because it's real easy as a fan, Jimmy. It's real easy as a fan to say, you know what? They're going to stink. They're going to stink. Prove me wrong. I don't think you're going to win any game. Prove me wrong, and I'm going to be down with you if you prove me wrong. Bullshit. You're either on the train when that season starts, or you don't get a ticket to ride when the train takes off. And that's the thing I'll say about some of these fans that are out here being half in, half out. There ain't no bullshit. I don't want to hear negativity. I don't want to hear no bullshit. If you're into the game, you're into the Cowboys, you're ride or die when that season starts. So I'm letting Kelly vent. I'm letting Frankie vent. I'm letting all these guys vent. But damn it, come opening day, if I hear that shit, then Cuts and I will be the only ones at the table.
And Cuts says he's happy. So that's good. Hey, by the way, I see there's 240 approximately. We appreciate you coming in, like and subscribe. And by the way, if you're on X or Facebook, come on over to YouTube, because that's where all the fun is in the comments. You guys are missing it.
You got to be part of the comments. You got to be part of it.
So,
am I wrong? Someone help me out.
No, you want to, but we say it.
Unreasonable, Jimmy.
No, we say it every year. If you're going to go in and say my team sucks, we ain't going to win, then why are you going to watch? Yeah. What are you bothering watching for, right? Falcons fans are worse. You know, all I see is bullshit, especially with this crap with the crank call. Give me a break. Who cares? You know, you can't go into the season thinking like that, because then just go root for somebody else.
Jimmy, do we break out the 4 CDs full of prank calls?
Yes, we should.
I told that on Twitter. I mean, look, not a cool thing to do, but that has been done since the beginning of time, since they invented a telephone.
Of course they did.
Cooper DeJean got prank called, and
Yes.
and I mean, I guarantee you that happens. Now, is it right? Is it cool? I mean, as I've gotten more older and wise, father, that's not a cool thing to do. I don't think it's good messing with people like that in that situation. But I'm not going to lie to you and say I didn't chuckle when I heard it. I was like, I mean, it's pretty, it reminded me of when I was an immature kid doing stupid shit, and you're getting letters from the phone company telling you.
Mom was pissed. No? My mother, I walk in the door because we used to be the best at crank calling. But one time I got jammed up. I walk in the door. My mom told me 100 times, you got to stop that shit, blah, blah, blah. Walk in, phone company has a letter. They basically threatening to cut our phone service if the crank calling didn't stop. So didn't stop me, but absolutely. But I mean, and I'll find some and we'll play some just so people. We have to, yes.
We're just as stupid as those kids. Now, what the problem is, the guy went into his father's business and his father's, computers. I mean, what I'm saying is it could have put his father in a very bad situation. So that is what though?
Okay. But think about it though. If back in the day, if I had access to phone numbers, I remember when I worked at the airlines, I found like all the
we prank called Ric Flair.
We prank called Ric Flair. I got
Hulk Hogan,
Hollywood Hulk Hogan at the time. Yeah, we got all. That's what we did. It was fun. It was a good time. And again, the kid's 21. Was it? Would I do it now at 50 years old? No, but probably about 5 years ago I would have.
Yeah. And hey, I saw Cuts' comment. We are 38 away from our 4,000 subscribers. So we are so close. And this is grassroots, man. This is just us,
right?
Working hard and having fun with you guys. It's really the channel for you guys. So I definitely appreciate it. And I did make a deal. And this is the last year your boy has season tickets for the Cowboys. So you guys better get 1,000 soon. But when we get to 5,000, I promised I would give 2 of my tickets away to somebody, and the way they jacked up my ticket prices, that's over $1,000 retail value. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
It's a lot of Scott. It wasn't like that when I first announced. When we first started, we had 100 subscribers. They were about $300 a piece. Now, a couple years later, they got up to 500. So if we get to 5,000, definitely I'll be giving it away.
And look, so the world's team, not just America's team. A-.
Yes. Yeah. And the world's team is great. Hopefully they changed their logo. Hopefully that's the same. Hopefully those are the same guys that I was on their podcast with, but definitely I thought it was a great draft. And I had an awesome time on a lot of podcasts that I went on. Cowboys Can Fan and the world's team podcast as well with UK Cowboys and stuff like that. So definitely a lot of fun.
Oh, definitely. Rick, Chris, Rick. No, we loved Rick. We actually met him a few times. He was cool in person. Tonight when I walked that aisle. Well, actually, we used that clip for a few crank calls.
Oh my God, we prank called as Tony Dungy. We prank called as Coach Bill Parcells. We prank called as everybody calling in radio stations. I prank called as Mickey Goldmill from Rocky.
Yes.
We prank called as Ed Reed. We prank called as
Warren Sapp once. Remember
Warren Sapp, Clubber Lang.
Lang. Oh man, it was fun. We got to do that. We need to get at least some of the top 5 calls and put them on one Monday night.
Yeah, I do have. If anyone separate shows. Okay. Same guys, just separate shows. All right.
Across the pond.
And we're going. The one game I'm going to, because Paul and the crew and all and Mike, they go every other year. They come to the States for the game, and they come for the Thanksgiving Day game. So I hope I don't get in trouble at home. I got to figure it out because my daughter will be coming home from college. But I'm going to go to that game. I'm going to go to my last Thanksgiving Day. That's going to be that's what I'm going to use as my excuse. I'm going to blame it on my guys over the pond and say, hey man, it's the last time I'm going to be able to go Thanksgiving. I got to see him. I can't. I can't miss the opportunity. So
you can have tea and scrumpets. Tea and scrumpets. Tea and
Yes,
scrumpets.
absolutely.
No,
Absolutely.
the best is when remember National Lampoon's European Vacation when he hits the guy on the bike. Oh, it's only a leg.
I like.
Bleeding all over.
It's a little minor scratch. We're fine.
Hands in the bumper. Oh, souvenir.
You're here on holiday.
Your holiday. Yes. Oh, wait a minute. 20,000.
No, 20 plus. No,
20
it's gonna
plus
be awesome.
UK fan. I'm about to say, damn,
We did a hype video. They all weren't there though, because I think some stayed for that next Thursday, so I missed the whole crew. Now I'm gonna be there, the whole crew, and we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a good time.
No, Luis, I love hanging out at all the places down there. Well, that's just south of the Garden. It's good stuff, man.
But I would say you guys got to keep me posted on your itinerary because I'm probably going solo. I'm probably going not solo, but maybe it's me and my son or something like that. So make sure you let me know where you guys are going to be. We'll have to plan it out. So
yeah, exactly. That's cool though, man. I've never gone overseas. I've gone overseas, but not for games that'd be pretty cool. To go see your team, if you're a fan of whatever, or even seeing your own team elsewhere in Europe.
Well, in the schedule, I asked them on the show because the schedule's coming out, and I heard rumors that maybe Dallas and the Jets were going to be overseas, and if it was, I was going to, my wife and I were going to go. I was going to take the plunge and take a trip over there and go to the game, but they told me it's not going to happen. They said Mexico will probably be the next game, and yeah, so.
I mean,
anyway.
It's funny because we get the Falcons are coming up here to New York, so they're coming up to play that minor league team.
Are they?
Yeah.
Who are they playing? Is it the Jets or the
Jets? Yeah, we're playing the Jets. So
yeah,
there's an easy dub.
You're playing the Jets?
Yeah.
Oh,
the AFC East.
Oh, you're playing okay. We just play the Jets because that's that one game. We're playing the AFC. You play that one AFC game.
The one rando, yeah.
Yeah. So
we got
playing
the East.
Jets.
We got the East. Got the Dolphins.
Well, we're playing up in New York. We're playing up in New York too. Then
what's that? Oh, the
we're
Cowboys
in New York.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, gotta let me know if you're coming up.
Yeah, I don't know. How are Jets fans? Are they? Well, they stink. They can't be that.
I mean, I've been to Falcons, Jets, and Falcons, Giants, and they're cool, man.
Upstanding citizens of the community.
Upstanding citizens. Just don't be filth. And everything will be fine. They don't. I mean, they break balls a little bit, but nothing.
I'm all for
not hooligans, and
no,
not like Philadelphia fans where you need a bulletproof vest and need eyes in the back of your head.
Yeah, I would never go there. So let's talk about it, Jimmy. Let's talk about the winners and losers of the draft, and get you guys. I mean, what was your? And it could be a player, it could be a team, it could be a situation, it could be. It could be any of that kind of stuff. And so say SoCal, he's another one, not invited to my
already.
Not invited.
SoCal.
his invitation, and I almost was going to invite him to a game, but he's been
canceled.
He's been X'd. That's what I'm going to start doing. None of them, all of them.
But we got some haters. We got some haters in here. Look at this, hiding behind the keyboard, talking shit.
I don't know what. Do they have the longest Super Bowl drought? I thought the Falcons. I thought the Cardinals.
Hey, come on.
Well, hey, or are they talking about participation? I care about winning. I care about winning. The Dolphins. I mean, let's talk about winning. I mean, winning. That's what really matters.
So SoCal, and he's saying he thinks the Giants draft was.
I think the Giants had a really good draft. I am not. Hey, look, I'm going to be. I think they had a really good. If the quarterback is the real deal. Then that was to get Abdul Carter and to get get Dart in the first round. I mean, that was pretty good. That'd be you can't hate on that. So I would say that on paper, and all this is on paper because you don't know. I think the Cowboys, I think the Giants, I think the Eagles all have really good drafts. I think Washington was okay. But again, it's on paper. It's
all on paper, man.
The one surprised Jimmy, and I was just curious. I don't know how much you watched the draft, if you watched the drama unfold, but Shedeur Sanders, falling.
Yeah.
What was your thoughts on? Because you're not a big college guy, so I don't know how much you follow the whole scenario, but I mean, as an outsider, kind of looking in, what was your? Do you think it was more personal, or do you think it was performance?
Well, a week ago when we were on here, I wore my neon Dion Primetime Sanders shirt just to represent. and to say, you know what, I kind of back this guy Sanders. And like I said, I like the trash talk and I was cool with all that. I know some people sent me videos of him being a dick to other people. Okay, so didn't change my mind. I don't mind somebody trash talking and stuff. It's just, it sounds like there was a lot of Dion interfering. I mean, look, he's already going in and telling the Browns that he wants to be in on the meeting with his son. I mean, that ain't the way this works. So I think that teams were a little bit worried about that. And also what they're saying today is he purposely tanked some of the interviews with some of the coaches.
Well,
to not
interviews. This is a thing I want to say is we weren't in any of the interviews.
Right.
We weren't in any of the rooms. So it's easy for certain, media narratives and things to come out. And I just find it hard to believe that all these teams, these teams are about winning. And they've taken, they go out for people that beat their, wives up. They get people that have committed crimes. You've had a lot of like bad things happen, and these guys, it doesn't really seem to matter. But I think, when you're investing in a quarterback, that's the top money. That is your CEO of your team.
That's your pitcher. That's your goaltender. Exactly.
That is 100%. That's your, what would it be, a shortstop in baseball or center field?
No, starting pitcher.
Starting pitcher. Okay, you're starting pitcher. And if you listen to Cam Ward, and I'm not being biased because I'm a Miami guy, but when you listen to Cam Ward, it's just night and day. His focus is football. It's like Shador and him are friends, and they were clapping back and forth, and Shador's like, "Hey man, let's go make a rap. Let's make a rap. You got to make a rap song." And Shador's like, and Cam's like, I'm about football.
I saw that.
I'm not, I want, when you look me up on Wikipedia, I wanted to say professional football player, not rapper. And I'm just saying, if you listen to Cam in interviews and just everything around him was all about winning and being great at football. When Xavier Restrepo, which I think was criminal, didn't get drafted because of a stupid 40 time, which is ridiculous. Cam Ward, by the fourth round, he called the ownership of Tennessee, the coaches, whoever, and said, "Hey, you want to get this guy? I'm telling you, he's a football player. He's a baller, and you know what I mean? That's what he's about. And you don't get that with Shador. And I don't know if it's fair, and I don't know if I'm, but maybe this is something that will be the best thing for Shador, because look, Shador has talent. I know people want to hate. If you watch college football, you ain't going to tell me 145 guys or whatever it was better than him. And you sure the hell ain't going to tell me that 5 or 6 quarterbacks that went ahead of him were better than him. So there ain't no way in hell that he should have went where he went. But I think to World's team, it's self-entitlement, and that's on Dion, and I agree. And there was some people, if that's my man Paul, he called it. Mike called it on the UK Cowboys as well, that there was going to be rumblings where they didn't think he was going to get drafted in the first or second round or third round, and it sure enough happened.
Well, and I think too, what really sucks about the whole thing is Cam Ward was drafted first, and all the spotlight was off of him. He basically got screwed out of like the hype that he deserved because of this whole circus that went on, right? And it's kind of funny, maybe to your point. Remember when Dion went over to Tim McCarver and dumped the ice on him and said, he needed to cool off a little bit. You know what? Shit, what goes around comes around. I think they said Shador's got to cool off a little bit.
Yeah, so maybe it's a good thing. Maybe this is something that's going to make him better, and I hope so. I don't like to see any kid not work out, fail, or whatever. But I will say, it's going to be hard for your boy, Mike Tag, not to be keeping an eye on the Tennessee Titans. They got Cam Ward, they got Restrepo, and Restrepo grew up in the same city that I grew up in, so you don't get many of that, So I definitely followed his career, and I think he's going to be. I think a lot of teams are going to be very regretting that they didn't take him. So, and then you've got, like I said, Chris said, Martinez and Arroyo going to Seattle. You had our kicker went to New England. There was a lot of Canes out there. So it was fun to see, finally some Canes get drafted. It's been a rough run for them the last few years, but they got 7 guys drafted, and they got a bunch that were, undrafted free agents that went too. So it was definitely good to see. But the one thing I'd ask you, Jimmy, the prank call was wrong.
Our prank calls are the best.
Yeah, but ours were better. Ours were original.
Exactly.
We did voices. I mean, we
concocted personalities for the prank call. A storyline, even better.
Background. We even prank called to set up the prank call. You know what I'm saying? Are you guys, because I saw this with my main man, Kelly. Everyone knows I love Kelly, but he was getting hung up on where guys are drafted. Like, we don't have good running backs because we didn't draft them in the first 3 rounds, which, makes no sense to me. The 3rd leading rusher in the NFL last year and the 2nd leading rusher in the NFC was a 5th round draft pick. To me, where you're drafted doesn't matter. There's such a small line between the top pick and an undrafted free agent. The talent pool is that good. It's all about who puts in the work, who's in the right situation. All these guys have skill. There's a reason why first-round guys don't make it. There's a reason why 12% of the starters in the NFL are undrafted free agents. I looked it up just to make sure. And a majority of your players are 4th, 5th, and 6th and 7th rounders, not 1st, 2nd, and 3rd.
Stats. Yeah, you know what though? But at the end of the day, you're right. And we've talked about this though with running backs. You can get a running back, deeper into the draft. I'm still shocked, and I look at this is me on the periphery looking in that you didn't get a receiver. That would have stretched the field.
Yes, that's the part that is concerning. And you Jimmy, look at you. You know what's going to happen, and that's the part that's concerning is, are they going to add a receiver? I mean, you hear free agents, right? You pretty much have Amari Cooper and Keenan Allen, and let's see who's left. Keenan Allen, you got Deontay Johnson, and you got Elijah Moore. I mean, you're getting near the bottom. Is that better than what you have now? Or do you trade? And you've heard Pickens' names out there. The kid from Detroit's name out there. You think of who is the other one that the kid from the Jets, Garrett Wilson. You hear his name that you don't know what the Jets are going to do. So what do you do at receiver unless they feel good about Mingo? Now, I saw the little comment with SoCal, a 4th rounder. Well, he was a 2nd round draft pick 2 years ago. He was like the 4th or 5th receiver taken in the draft. He was evaluated by the Cowboys. The Cowboys did like him. They thought high of him. He went to Carolina let's just be honest, they're pretty shitty. He got traded to Dallas in the middle of a crappy season with everyone hurt. And he had no off season, no training camp, no nothing. And the backup quarterback's throwing to him. So it's really didn't get a fair shake. Does an off season and stuff maybe make him reach his potential of being a top 34, top 35, whatever it was. I don't know, 40 pick or whatever he was in the 2nd round. What do you think, Jim?
Well, but you know what? At the end of the day, you don't want a transitional receiver. If you're going to get a transitional receiver, you may as well just stay with what you got. You want somebody, and that gets to what I think SoCal just said something. Here it is. He's saying Jerry's prepping for 26. This season's a lost cause. But again, why are you watching? I mean, SoCal, I love you, but why are you watching? I'm lost. If I felt like that about my team,
it's just stupid. What a dumb comment. What a stupid. What am I going to pull a Donald Trump? What a stupid comment.
What was it, his lordship? Remember Lord Steven Regal said?
I mean, what are we in 1980? There is no 5-year rebuilding plan, 2-year rebuild. No. These teams, there's none of that crap. If you got a quarterback, there is no rebuilding. There is no rebuilding. So allegedly, back to the 1980s. But anyway,
So wait a minute. The internal discussion for Cooper and a few other wide receivers is what Nick
I
Perry
did hear.
said.
I don't know if they're going to go Cooper route. I mean, me personally, if I was going a veteran, I would go Keenan Allen over Cooper. Keenan Allen just seems like he's got a little bit more dog in him.
We got to get World's Team podcast in here because I want to hear that impression with that
I
kind
would
of
love to hear
British
that.
accent. Would be great. No, man, it's funny though. You guys, you don't want to transition. What's that?
No, I was seeing if I had some. Go ahead.
You don't want a transitional wide receiver. You need somebody, and you know what? You trade. I'm still shocked. A few weeks ago, I changed my mind about it. That Pitts was still on the squad with us. I thought for sure he'd be gone until he turned his attitude around on X and decided to start kissing the ass. So I guess he's staying because he would have been a good pickup for you guys. He ain't going to stretch the field, but he'll pick up the underneath for you.
Well, and that's the thing. Do you Pitts is so talented. How are they not getting? You can't give up on a guy like that.
No,
and that's why would teams trade Pickens and trade? These guys are talented. I don't know.
No, but that's the thing. I think this year going in, for us. And we know Penix is going to be the starter. Obviously, and he's working with Matty Ice, which I really like. They're going to get the offense centered around him and work with him. And obviously, he's going to be doing all the starting reps in training camp and all that. So I'm feeling good. I think that they have to integrate Pitts. They have to integrate him, especially for the short underneath routes to set it up for London and Moore going deep.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting. But look, this is what they got. I mean, this is their receivers. I mean, let's just be honest. I mean, it's not very good outside CeeDee Lamb. I mean, Jalen Tolbert is a 3. Kavontae Turpin is a playmaker, but he's not he's like a gadget guy, right? You're going to give him like 10 snaps or something like that. Jalen Brooks, I don't know why he's still on the team. Just get rid of him. Mingo, I think is there. Flournoy is, he just got drafted last year, so you don't give up on him. Paris Campbell's bounced around. He's done really nothing. He's been disappointing. And then you got a lot of, Holden, you got undrafted free agents, Josh Kelly. You got Cropper. He's another guy that's been around. Harmon. Just a bunch of nothing that strikes fear in anybody.
You know what you sound like? Remember, what was the movie? Office Space, when the Bobs are firing the people. Oh yeah, Cropper, he's useless. That's what you sound like.
Oh, that makes me
You sound like the Bobs, man.
I shouldn't do that. I was trying to find something, Jimmy, and I'm all mad because I couldn't find it. God damn it. I hate when I can't find stuff.
What about the Karate Kid?
What's wrong with the Karate Kid?
I don't know. He just put Karate Kid up there. So wide receiver 2 is Tolbert, Mingo, and Turpin.
Well, it can't be Turpin. There's no way it could be Turpin. It could be this is what I would say as a fan. If it's Tolbert, we're in trouble. If it's Mingo, then that means the dude is living up to what he could be. That's what I'm saying. That's where I'm hoping. I want Mingo to be if they're going to stick with what they got, I want Mingo to be the wide receiver 2, because then that means he's doing what he needs to do. I don't think Tolbert is a legit strike fear wide receiver number 2. Just my
and that's part of the deal though. You need, no matter who you got at wide receiver 2, you need a running back. What do we always say? The running back sets up the pass offense and all that. So
100%.
You know what I mean? So you got to have the running back, but you can have a wide receiver 2 all day. You need a running back to set it up.
All right, I give up. I was trying to find it.
I give up. I quit.
I wanted to give it to SoCal. I was going to play it for SoCal, but I can't do it. And right there too, this is the argument. I'm glad my man, Toya. The Cowboys got 2 defensive tackles, and because they were drafted in the 7th round, they stink. That's what Kelly said. They stink. And, I don't know if they're any good. I don't know if maybe Kelly's watched these guys play. I haven't. So I have no idea, but everything I've read about Toya is good. The one thing I'll say is I think he's Samoan, and most of the Samoans have been very good at defensive tackle. Let's just be honest. Right, Jimmy?
He is, because look at Luis Ortiz says, I don't want to face that big Samoan for an hour.
Big Samoan. That's what I'm talking. I mean, the dude who was on the Ravens, the Bucks. I mean, man, they're usually, space eaters, and they're stout. They're not getting pushed back. So I would be, I think they could be solid. And you think about it, and this is where I know we have a very intelligent audience. Maybe, I don't know if they're up to your level, Jimmy, but we're going to try. The thing I would say about football, scheme matters.
Yeah.
And, scheme could sometimes outweigh talent. And a couple examples I'll give. They talk about Eberflus. When Eberflus was a defensive coordinator for the Colts, they were didn't have a great name defense, but their run defense was top 10 4 straight years. He goes to Chicago. Chicago had the worst rush defense, and within 1 year, they had the best. Now, I don't know if they changed everything, but I doubt they changed every player. I'm sure the core was still there, but it's scheme. And you look at Dan Quinn. When Dan Quinn was with the Cowboys, what was our Achilles heel? Jimmy, what was our Achilles heel on defense?
That's a good question. When Dan Quinn was there?
You see what I'm talking about, Jimmy?
What?
Run defense.
Oh.
We can't stop the run. You can't stop the run with Dan Quinn.
Meanwhile, with Dan Quinn, when he coached for us, we did pretty good against the run.
But he was a head coach. He goes to Washington and then brings over the same defensive staff that he had in Dallas, right? His defensive coordinator and everything. Better defensive tackles, probably a better defensive front than us. And what is the one thing Washington couldn't do on defense? Stop the run. It was worse than ours. Scheme, I think, matters. Scheme matters a lot.
Yes,
and
it does.
And I maybe I'm being overly positive, but I just feel that the scheme that Eberflus is going to bring is going to improve the run defense. The other thing that I think, and maybe I'm crazy, and this is where I need some people with some knowledge. They drafted Donovan from Boston College. His size is more of an ideal 3-4 guy. He's a linebacker, right? Rushing linebacker. Micah Parsons is really better suited for 3-4. You get the big Samoan. You got, you know what I mean? And Osa, maybe, and you got Osa, and you get you got another guy. Maybe they're going to do some hybrid 3-4. Could I be crazy? Am I losing my mind over here trying to come up with something? I think that could, that might be something that's in the works for them as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens, but I'm not going to just say, oh, our run defense is going to suck. I got to see what happens.
I mean, that's like us. I mean, we can Jimmy Lake as our defensive coordinator and hired Olbrecht for that reason. Obviously, we needed more talent. That was, I'm not going to lie, we needed more talent, but you know what? Part of it is the scheme that we were the second worst pass rush in the league. Some of it has to be the scheme. It can't all be personnel.
Yeah.
So I agree with you.
And it's discipline. Our players lacked discipline. I mean, how many times did you see stupid penalties on defense? I mean, that's just it. And that, you know what? Unfortunately, it starts at the top. And there's got to be a price to be paid if for making penalties and this and that. And that's what, you saw it in the movie. Remember the Titans? I mean, you used to make them run a mile. And Jimmy Johnson used to do it. He'd cut players. Now, you don't cut the best players, but you send a message. And I know it's a different game. You can't really do that so much today because of the salary cap and everything. But
got to make an example.
You got to make an example. So I think the coaching staff, if you listen to the coaching staff, they just seem to be more business. They seem to be more business. And you haven't heard a lot of Jerry Jones. You really haven't heard a lot of Steven. So maybe they're backing off a little bit and letting this coaching staff kind of change the culture of this team. And that's what it seems like. So I could be wrong. What is my man saying? If we rectify issues in the core of the team, not creating gaps.
Here.
Yeah. No, I agree. That man knows what he's talking about.
No. And at the end of the day, we've said it before, it's culture. You know what? Raheem Morris, yes, we know he's made poor decisions, especially in Tampa Bay. Made a couple last year. He definitely improved his decision making, but the culture he brought to the locker room in Atlanta, I love every minute of it. You know, even all the bullshit with Kirk Cousins, it didn't fester too much, right?
Yeah.
So it could have been worse.
No, and what's Cousins going to do?
Right, exactly. But that's the whole point. Oh, what's Cousins going to do now?
No, now. Because there's no team. No team needs a quarterback at Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh's basically holding out for Aaron Rodgers. So if Aaron Rodgers goes to Pittsburgh, which Aaron Rodgers has no opportunity anywhere else. So if Aaron Rodgers wants to play, I mean, Kirk Cousins is just going to be, they're going to keep him as the backup, right? Because they're not going to eat all that money because they'd have to eat all the money.
No, exactly. So, that's the thing. So we signed a former first-round pick for the Chargers, Easton Stick, I think it is. So, and he's more of a Penix type quarterback if you look at it. So I don't know what the hell. This is strange. I love our GM Fontenot. This Cousins signing is a complete disaster.
Well, that was a desperate move, right?
Yes. And we lost a 5th-round pick because of it.
Yeah. But they were building. They felt they had an opportunity, right? The NFC South was down. No one expected Tampa. I was here. They were saying Tampa would win 5 games. And obviously Carolina's soul searching. The Saints don't know what they're doing. So that was last year was an opportune time for the Falcons to really rack up some wins in their division and make a push to get a number 1 or 2 seed because of their schedule. And they stutter stepped and dropped the ball on that. And now they're the ball. And they're going to pay for it.
I mean, but if you look, even going into, so it was the weekend of the Cowboys at the tailgate that we had, the Cowboys Cave tailgate. Oh, wait a minute, real quick. World's Team Podcast with a 10.
Look at that. I appreciate World's Team Podcast showing some love. Showing some love.
10 pounds.
Is that euro?
10 euros. So that's like $11.14.
Yes, that's
yes.
We appreciate it, my man. Thank you. And I did tell him. I mean, you guys. We got to do a regular. I know I've been on the draft thing, but I'd love to do just a regular show and chop it up, talking some Cowboys football with them too.
No, but so the Cowboys tailgate weekend. That was the night we played the Chiefs. I mean, not for a really bad non-pass interference call. We win that game.
Absolutely.
Cousins is moving along, and then he hit an injury, and you could see it in the game against the Cowboys. That was the second game in a row. He just did not look good.
Yes.
He was just really timid and all, and he was hiding an injury.
You
just
saw that look in his eyes.
He was scared. And we were in first place up until like week 12. It sucked.
Yeah. But so I mean that, and you got to look in the divisions. Like the Cowboys division is going to be tough. I mean, Washington, I don't think they're as good as what they showed. I think so much went right for them, like the Chicago game, even the that second Dallas game. Dallas was beating them, and then whatever. We took our guys out or put our third string in. I can't remember. There was a few games throughout that year, but you create your own luck. I ain't gonna apologize for no win, but I don't know if they're as good as the number 2 team in the NFC, but they're going to be solid.
I don't think so. No, they're going to be solid, but and then you have the sophomore jinx.
The sophomore jinx.
You never know.
But Philly is, I hate to say it. I mean, they're the creme de la creme right now, the NFC, and they're gonna be a problem for that. Now the only thing is Dallas, typically when healthy, they split. I mean, I don't know. We'll see how it goes this year. And you don't know injuries. They were not hit with the injury bug last year, and usually if it's not hit with you, it was a pure fluke. And it was my stupid Miami Hurricane that was messing with the crowd and focusing on the play that ended up giving them that damn touchdown.
You know what? They were just plain lucky.
They were. But I mean, you look at it. You look at the Cowboys. They won 7 games last year with a backup quarterback most of the year and most of their injuries. So could they win 9 games this year, 10 games? I think they're a 9 to 10 win team.
Look, man.
And that's playoffs, and then you just got to see what happens.
I still think you guys were crazy for letting Cooper Rush go. That guy in the 2 seasons, it was last season and 3 seasons ago that Dak Prescott was out. That dude was want to say money, but pretty close. He won you games.
No, he didn't. You don't watch the
didn't?
game. You don't know shit.
Oh,
The defense.
your
No,
mind has
you know what
betrayed
happens
you.
to me?
Oh, come
Jimmy,
on.
I'll be honest with you. You know what happens, and you see it. You've been through this. You watch enough football. When the backup comes in for those first couple games, it just seems like everyone elevates their game. The defense plays harder. All of a sudden, you see these guys make it, and that's what happens in those first couple games. And then once, reality sits in and this and that, then they go down. It's the same reason Fitzmagic, man. Why is Fitzmagic so good for a couple games and then all of a sudden they turn to shit again? And I think that's what it is. What do we got?
So World's Team Podcast is saying if they're healthy with Diggs, Bland, Overshown, they 9-10 wins. Is Diggs going to be back? I read somewhere he may not be ready.
I mean, he'll be back, but at some point. But I think it'll be, I think 9 or 10 wins is the floor. I mean, if healthy, 9 wins is the floor. If they have injuries, then I mean that all bets are off. But I think as a floor, 9 wins. Now it scares me because Vegas isn't very high on the Cowboys, but they were high on the Cowboys last year and that backfired. They're not high on the Cowboys this year. They only got them at 7.5 wins.
Prince Jackson's calling me stupid without calling me stupid, saying Cooper Rush is a career backup.
Thank
I didn't
you,
say he wasn't a backup. I just said
Thank
he
you,
wins
Prince.
games. As a backup, he wins games.
Career
That's
backup. Yeah, but what I'm saying is enough with Cooper Rush. I like that they got Milton. And what did he say? Is he talking bad about you?
No, he's saying Cuts is saying look out a new chick. You know what? Then before you know it, you're doing Dutch ovens on under the covers.
Yeah. But oh my God, the filth. But no, I mean that's yeah. So I Cooper Rush is the crazy thing is Cooper Rush went to the Ravens. I mean, what a mix.
That's a bizarre, yeah. Because you want to have a quarterback that at least somewhat mimics your starter, and there's nothing even remotely close between those two.
Yeah. And hey, Prince, I love that. I just saw that owns the NFCs. We don't own it this year.
Cal disagrees.
We rented it out for a year to Philly, but the crazy thing is, it's been 23 years, 20-something years that there hasn't been a repeat division winner. It's crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, absolutely insane. And what it does, it shows the NFL, and that's why all these people laugh and oh God, you guys are positive, or this. Every year, any team can win because it's football, and football, like I said, is injuries. You have all this stuff. Talking about weird, this creep is showing up at 2 a.m. Coming up. You talk about it. I thought if we got to call the police on him. And then, I didn't know what's going on out of there. But you just don't know. There's so many variables. There's a reason why Washington won 4 games last year in the NFC Championship game this year. There's a reason why you see Super Bowl champion this year and they don't make the playoffs next year, or they made it to the Super Bowl. It's just this is what the NFL wants. NFL wants parity. They want every team to have an opportunity. And so that's why if you're a fan of any team, why wouldn't you be optimistic? Why wouldn't you feel, hey, why not us? I mean, it's just
right.
Dumb.
And this thing with parity, because we had World's Team Podcast said the NFC East is a bingo card. You want to know something? This parity thing, they came out with this, 20 years ago, and it's here. You're living it. It is parity, right? I mean, you had obviously the Patriots for a while winning their thing, but that ain't happening anymore. I don't see it.
No. I mean, it would take, I thought maybe the Chiefs and look how good they've been, and they can't keep up with it. I mean, they kept up with it for a few years, but they were definitely not the same team that they were years past. You could see the team kind of getting a little bit worse.
Yes.
Worse each year, and that's what the NFL wants.
And you talk about luck. You were talking about luck with Washington. Man, Kansas City had some lucky games this past season too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but absolutely. I think Dallas is better than the Giants. I think Dallas is better than Washington when healthy. Philly's the one. That's the one
They're,
that's
they're good, man. And look at
good.
they do what they
They're
got to
good.
do in the offseason.
You got to give credit where credit's due, but it's any given Sunday, and you don't know what the thing I would say is they rode Barkley. They rode him, you know, and I don't know how that body's going to be next year. I mean, typically when a running back has that many carries and that many yards and they played that many, you're talking about they played 17, 18, 19, 20 games running the football. That's a lot of wear and tear. Usually and he's been an injured running back in his career. And I hope he doesn't get hurt. I don't want to see anyone.
Knock on wood, right?
That's a lot. That's gonna be a lot to ask. So we'll see what happens.
Hey, Mark, I don't want to hear nothing about challenges and replays. Okay, we won yesterday, and that's all that matters.
No,
Nick's beating.
So what's going on before we wrap up? Like, what's going on with what is going? And make sure again, we got almost 400 of you guys hanging out in the cave. We definitely appreciate if you're new. If you're a new subscriber, and we got so many new subscribers over the weekend, we definitely thank you. Make sure if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe. It's free. It doesn't even cost you nothing. It just makes me feel better. So
it's all about value.
Make us feel better. Make me feel like I'm accomplishing something that you guys actually enjoy what we're talking about, what we're doing on the channel. Hit that subscribe. Hit the like. Hit the alert. All those stupid little things. Doesn't cost you nothing. And we definitely appreciate it because we're going to have a lot of fun. We got a lot of guests. I'm working on a few other guests that because we got this little lag in between now and training camp. So we're going to be, we're going to be having some nice guests on. We're also going to be doing our live schedule release show. So we're going to figure out when that Cowboys Cave tailgate party is. So make sure you guys tune in to that. I think it's going to be the 14th of May. I think the release date is
May 14th. Yeah.
So we got a lot of stuff going on. So definitely appreciate all the love and thank you. But back at it, Jimmy. So give me the basketball because we had Spencer on and she kind of she got me into the basketball fever. She's a Denver Nugget fan, talking about the Nuggets and all this and stuff. And I see her fighting with everybody, the Beard fighting with the Clippers and all those fans and all that. So what is going on in basketball? Give us the summary of where we're at today.
Well, I mean, so Mark, we've been on for over an hour, man. Mark and I were going at it yesterday a little bit on X. Nothing, just goofing around. I mean, his Celtics are up 3-1. And you know what? The Knicks were up 3-1 on Detroit. The problem I'm worried about coming out of the East, if Jalen Brunson is hurt and he was out of the game for a few minutes yesterday, that scares me. And the Knicks play him so many damn minutes. That's the problem. And he came up lame yesterday. He did come back and we won late. I don't know. I mean, Cleveland's tearing apart Miami right now. That series is going to be over, I think, tonight or tomorrow. Cleveland will likely be the team coming out of the East. The West is tough. I mean, Denver by all means probably coming out of the West. Probably Cleveland and Denver is my guess.
Wow,
I hate to say it.
That's an odd game. Like the final.
Yes, it is. So, I mean, I guess
is LeBron getting beat in the first round, him and Luka? Or?
They are down, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe 3-1 or 3-2 right now. I know they're down. I'm not lying, Mark. What am I lying about? I mean, look, I'm trying to be real here. I want my Knicks to take care of our business, but I got to be a little bit realist. I'm going to root for us. I'm not going to say we suck or we're not going to win. But if you want my honest truth about who's coming out of the East, it's probably going to be Cleveland. What do you want me to say?
Well, I will say this to you, Jimmy. I wanted to look it up.
Good. Yeah.
To confirm, I did pay my season ticket. It was due. It was due before the first, so I paid my payment, and I did get my ticket deal from the Lightning. They've rolled out the red carpet, and they said that we are sold out, but we heard we heard your name is Mike Tag, so we know what you do with the Cowboys, and you're an upstanding member of the community. You got your podcast, you're doing the video, so we would love to have you part of the family. So they sent me a thing to just to fill out, and I'm on their priority. Like they said, I moved up in the priority list, and they're going to give me a call when the season's over. But they said they will send me, and they just sent me some opportunities to just kind of test the waters and go to a game. So they'd sell me a single, game tickets if I wanted to. So we're gonna see what happens. But maybe I go to some hockey and see my Cowboys. Not my Cowboys. The organization hurt my feelings, and anyone who knows me well enough, I'm about principles. And, I don't mind spending the money on some value, but if you don't appreciate the money that I'm spending and just basically tell me, if you don't like it, leave it without giving me any kind of understanding of why the ticket's gone up, then I'm going to leave. I'm going to take my business elsewhere. Thank you. I am a celebrity. I do. I want to be treated with respect, and
big shot
with respect. But I'm always going to be a Cowboys fan. So I'm going to go to the games that I want to go to. I'm going to go to the games I want to go to and just buy those. And that's it.
Yeah. You know what? Well, Tampa Bay, they're a damn good team. They always are. They got a hell of a when Stamkos left, they were a little bit worried, but no, they're still a great team. They're down 2-1 against Florida. Battle of Florida. Hopefully you couldn't go to one of those games.
Yeah.
To one of
let me know, Mark, if you're still a season ticket holder, maybe I'll buy into some of your tickets or something like that. So and World Team Dallas, the only team not breaking my heart is the Star. I've got news for you. Watch the Stars coming out. I know everybody's talking about Colorado, but that series I think is tied up at 2, and they got a goalie. Dallas got a goaltender who can carry a team on his back throughout the playoffs. Yeah, no, I had a great time at hockey. I went to the Dallas Stars. What a great atmosphere. You and I went there. We went to the game, and
beautiful arena.
Yeah,
that arena is nice.
Yeah, it was really good. So I will be selling some of my tickets, and I always tell people that I do sell them now. They're expensive. So I don't like people when I tell them and then they're like, oh, you're trying to rip me off. I mean, that's how much they cost. I mean, I sell them for just trying to get my money back. But if anyone's interested in any tickets to some of the games, I'm not going to be able to go to all the games. So we'll have some tickets left.
Nobody else does this much for charity.
That's right. Now, Bob
Hope would.
Yeah. So,
well, anyways. the Mavs.
Yeah. Hopefully. Yeah, I know. Yeah, they do. The Stars always. I don't know.
The Stars are consistently a good team, but the Mavericks with that stupid ass trade they did this year, I still can't get over that. But Mark said he's club section.
No, he wants. I think he does. He want to go club section because if he does, I could sell him my tickets if he's interested. I can do a sale of my tickets. I could transfer them to him if he's interested in the club seats. Tell him to let me know.
Yeah, exactly. We avoid all that secondary market purchase. Yeah, Mike Tag will give you a good deal.
I give you a good deal. We do business. That's how we do business. You know what I'm saying? We handle our business. So
exactly. No,
I know. All right. Well, I got to go watch Homeland. My wife and I started watching the series. I don't know if you watched it. So we're going to watch we're right in the middle of where the action is. So.
He's got to go watch his stories.
I got to watch my stories. I'm not watching my soaps like you do. You and Cuts do, but I'm going to watch.
Oh yeah, man. GA Brick. Cuts knows what I'm talking about. Brick. But you know what? I'm going to go watch. I think I'm going to watch actually Tampa Bay in Florida. They're playing tonight.
Well, there you go. Right now. You guys enjoy the evening. We appreciate it. Stay tuned. Like I said, hit that subscribe, hit that like, hit the share because we're going to be dropping some new videos. I'm going to be doing some short videos. And then Kelly K9 and I will be live on Thursday. I'm going to find out what the hell's going on with him. We're going to figure this thing out. We might be yelling at each other the whole damn night. We'll figure it out. But
Cuts, I'm behind by a few episodes. Don't tell me the spoilers, please.
Oh no, he just said something. So all right, God. You guys take care. Jimmy, love you, brother. I'll see you soon. Take care. Peace.
Give me somebody that's hungry. Give me somebody that's hungry. I need somebody.